Let's talk about Trump's response. And I'm not just talking about his response to the killing on Saturday, because obviously he said some horrible things about Preddy. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people don't understand the way slander, libel, defamation laws work in the United States. Is unfortunately an individual that has passed, their family cannot sue for defamation, which is very disappointing, and I believe that law needs to be changed. You can only do it under certain circumstances where if there is an estate involved that has investments and then those investments suffer because the deceased was defamed, then you can sue, and even then you're likely to not win. So it's very awful, because once somebody dies, it gives this administration basically, carte blanche to go out there and call them a domestic terrorist, say all these horrible, completely untrue things about them. So I think that law needs to change. I think the way we handle slander, libel, defamation needs to change, because they're just slandering him to hell and back. But Trump also, in the midst of this, did something else. He got on Truth Social and ranted like a lunatic about how badass his ballroom is going to be. Here's what Donald Trump said. I'm building, on top of everything else that I am doing, one of the greatest and most beautiful ballrooms anywhere in the world, with more than $300 million of great American patriots' money, and working closely with, right from the beginning, the United States military and Secret Service. This is a gift, zero taxpayer funding, to the United States of America of $300 to $400 million, depending on the scope and quality of interior finishes, for a desperately needed space sought for over 150 years by previous presidents and administrations, so that the White House would no longer be forced to use a cheap and unsafe tent for big and important state events, dinners, meetings, conferences, and already scheduled future inaugurations for safety, security, and capacity purposes on a very wet and subject to weather White House lawn. Making such a large gift to the USA was thought to be, by almost everyone, a wonderful thing to do, but no! As usual, I got sued, this time by the radical left National No Trust for Historic Preservation, a group that couldn't care less about our country. All of the structural steel, windows, doors, AC heating equipment, marble, stone, precast concrete, bulletproof windows and glass, anti-drone roofing, and much more has been ordered or is ready to be, and there is no practical or reasonable way to go back. It is too late! So he's insane. This came after the killing on the street in Minnesota. Pretty much the entire country talking about that, dealing with the fallout, and this demented, deranged, mentally ill psychopath is out there ranting and raving on Truth Social about his ballroom, and now I'm being sued for it, and I've already ordered the marble. What am I gonna do? You're gonna go to a home. You should go to a prison, but I know that's not ever gonna happen, so you need to go to a home. This man is so mentally unwell that calling him mentally unwell does not do it justice. I don't even think a home is sufficient at this point. We're almost in padded cell territory with this president, because this is insane. This goes beyond dementia. This goes beyond his clinical narcissism and anything else from the DSM-5 you can diagnose him with. This might just be full-blown insanity at this point. By the way, he wasn't done. He did address Minnesota, saying, quote, I am hereby calling on Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and every Democratic governor and mayor in the United States of America to formally cooperate with the Trump administration to enforce our nation's laws rather than resist and stoke the flames of division, chaos, and violence. All of these requests are rooted in common sense and will provide the best possible circumstances to make America great again. Now, for a guy who's in the middle being sued because allegedly your words, according to those suing you, caused the Capitol riot, I would think anybody with half a brain cell would probably avoid going out there and saying, words can cause acts of violence, and then you're the one responsible for them. Uh-oh, sounds like somebody just lost his lawsuit. Or it's not yours, it's the one filed against you by the Capitol Police officers and, of course, certain members of Congress. But your little statement right there, dumbass, will absolutely be used against you in a court of law. Because if you are admitting as President of the United States through your official communication platform that words by a politician can cause people to commit acts of violence, then you're f***ed. Like, you're over the barrel now, bud. And I hope they take you for everything that you've got. Everything. I want you left with nothing. I don't even want you to have the barrel that you're over right now to put over you with a pair of suspenders on it, like in the olden day movies. I want you to lose everything. And hopefully, your own stupid words are what's going to cause that. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.